What the heck is up? Welcome back to my channel and to another freaking video. We are going to be doing a Q&A about my weight loss and GLP-1 medications and all those good things. I know I do what I eat in a days. I know I do my monthly updates and all that fun stuff, but I always get questions in the comments, and I think a lot of them are really good and really valid questions, ones that I've had in the past, ones I think people could also be wondering, and I just thought it would be like a fun little mix-up into my weight loss GLP-1 series here on YouTube. So today is actually my birthday, which is why I'm looking like so extra. There will be a vlog next week about my birthday, and I also hit a new weigh-in low today, so I'm officially over 70 pounds down, which is incredible. And if you have watched my journey over the last few months, it's been a slower loss, and so it's so nice to finally be able to say I am past that milestone. So that is my first question that I get asked all the time, is how much weight have I lost and how long has it taken me to reach that goal? I started my GLP-1 journey with Semaglutide. I am now on tirzepatide. I know people say it differently. Please do not come for me. I started it literally like one of the very last days of January 2023. So basically February. We are now in August. So I've been on the treatments for exactly a year and a half, which is crazy. I am so grateful I found them. They have been incredibly life-changing for me, but it's taken me about a year and a half to lose 70 pounds. When I started my GLP-1 journey, I was losing upwards from, I think the most I lost in a month was 8 pounds. I was losing anywhere from 3 to 5 a month, and so it's just been a slow but consistent process, which for me is very important. I know some people can get on the medication and lose weight like that, and I think those are great stories to tell. I think that the medication is amazing and that can do that for people, but I also think it's important to know that when you're on the medication, do not just assume that your body is going to react that way, because in most cases it will not. So it's taken me about a year and a half. I switched over to tirzepatide at the very beginning of March of this year, and that is the first question. The second question, how do I fill my prescription? I use a telehealth provider. The company I use is called MD. I have them linked in my description if you want to check them out. I work with them over on TikTok. I'm not required to talk about them over here, but I just love the company. You would know that if you listen to any of my other videos. I love that they require blood work. I love that if you have a semaglutide prescription through a different provider, they will actually, and you can prove that, they will give you your first month for free. I love that they are so much more affordable than the provider I was using locally. And something I actually just learned, I have been with MD for a year now, and I just refilled my prescription, and when the doctor got back to me, they were like, just so you know, you cannot fill your prescription again until you do, I can't speak, until you do your blood tests again. And so I really like, and I did not know this honestly until now, that they require blood work to be done throughout your time with them. It's just not one and done. They always want to make sure that your blood is good and that everything is working okay. So extra brownie points for them. They are always linked in my description if you are looking for one. I could not recommend them enough. Their process is so easy, and that is who I have filled my prescription for a year. So this question mentioned, her name was Paula, that she had taken her third shot of tirzepatide. She had lost less than 3 pounds in 2 weeks. Any suggestions on what I can do for a greater weight loss? I honestly always preach, I already have in this video, that I feel like a slow weight loss is always a good thing. It means that it's sustainable. It's not a bad thing to be losing weight slower. I think that a lot of this medication has a stigma that you're gonna take the shot and lose 20 pounds in a month, which again, will happen for some, but not everybody. So if you're losing weight slow, it is still a win. You are still losing with the medicine. And so I just always want to emphasize, do not be hard on yourself or your goals. Like, they will happen if you are on the medication and you are just working towards them. Some suggestions though that I have is to change your injection point. My favorite one is my arm, but I know a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people like the stomach. For me personally, the stomach gives me a lot of GI issues, and I also don't feel a lot of the effects of the medicine like I do when it's in the arm. My leg, I'm indifferent about. It's kind of funny, when I started my journey a year and a half ago and I tried the leg for the first time, I had a skin reaction on semaglutide, but I didn't have the reaction when I injected anywhere else. So my biggest tip is, if you are not liking how quickly you're losing weight, or if you do not like how quick, makes sense. Or if you just feel like you're not getting the full effects of the medication, you can change your injection point. I still do that. It's always recommended to rotate it. You can talk to your provider about upping dosages. Protein is like a big thing that the providers always emphasize when you're on this medication. Take in protein. Protein coffees is a super easy way. I love a good protein bar. Quest is my favorite, and Barbell. I don't get those as often, but I love those when I have them. Water, and I am a advocate for tracking my macros. I know that sometimes that can be a slippery slope for people, so don't do that if it's triggering, but for me, it's worked very well. But again, I've been losing weight super slow over the last few months, and it's still working. I'm still hitting goals, you know? So that is that question. Have I experienced hair shedding? Yes. When I started this medication, and I think more when I was losing like 5 to 8 pounds a month, I was losing so much hair, and I also had the chills, which was 2 interesting side effects of these medications I didn't realize were going to be a thing. The chills I feel is more the medication. The hair loss I think is just inevitable when you are losing a mass amount of weight. Also if you're losing it quickly. That has slowed down for me. I haven't noticed hair loss in a really long time, but I would say like 3 or 4 months into my journey, I noticed hair loss a ton. A YouTuber I enjoy to watch, Samantha Joe, had a ton of hair loss issues. I know that she had to get extensions and things like that to assist in the process, but it will even out, at least in my experience. But yes, that is something that does happen with this medication and weight loss in general, right? So this was a question I kind of already addressed, but I mentioned how with MinuteMD you can get a month free if you're already on semaglutide with a different provider. So somebody just wanted to know, like, how do you do that? You literally click the link in my description, and then it brings you to the MinuteMD website, and on the top in the banner it'll say something about getting a free month of semaglutide. You just provide them with documentation in your portal about your current provider and dosage and everything like that, and they will adjust you accordingly. This question, kind of about ejection points again, is it better in the arm versus tummy? I've been switching from left to right in the stomach. So with injection points as well, as I mentioned, it's really helpful to be switching them if you're feeling like you're not getting the full effects of the medication. It's even important, I feel, to switch, like this comment had mentioned, like from the left side to the stomach to the right side. I'm always doing that, especially when I do my arms multiple weeks in a row. I will do this arm, and then I will do this arm, and then I will do like a leg, then I'll do my arm, my stomach, my arm, my leg, etc. So again, every body is so different, and so what is going to work for you is going to be different than what I can suggest. I wish I could show you guys like actually doing it, but how I literally just like stick it in. It's so easy. And I know another question that I'm gonna like segue into is like, when you do injections yourself, is it scary? How do you get over that, etc.? So for me personally, I've never had an issue with the injection days. What's really nice about the syringes is that the needle part is so freaking tiny. If it was long, I think that would be one thing, but it's so tiny. And I feel like in the beginning, I mean, I still have weight that I want to lose. I honestly have about 60 more pounds I would like to get down over the next couple years. Hopefully not couple years, but I'm trying to be realistic with myself. Anyways, especially in the beginning when I had more weight to lose, it was a lot easier to just like grab my stomach and put it in. So at this point, it's just become clockwork to me. It's so easy. It takes like 2 seconds to do. The first couple times, I know like my mom used to be on the medication and she had somebody help her the first time. I've seen that a ton on the internet as well, just having like a spouse or someone help you with it. That's an option. I've never needed to do that, but it gets easier if you're nervous about that. So just a little tidbit there. And the last question I'm going to answer, because I don't want this to be too rambly, and I'm hopeful that maybe I get some more questions and we can like make this part of our series, is how long do you have to take the medicine? Can you get off of it? And I think that this is like a good transition out of this video because it's talking about getting off the medication. I, at this time, do not have a plan to get off the medication. You can be on it, from my knowledge. I know that we're kind of like, GLP-1s are newer, right, for weight loss. And so I don't think that there's necessarily an answer. I could be wrong. If I'm misspeaking, please correct me in the comments. But I think that this isn't a medication that you're meant to be on forever, but I don't believe that you necessarily have a timeline to get off of it. From multiple providers that I've used while on this medicine, nobody has told me like, you can only be on it for this amount of time, etc. I do not want to be on the medication forever, but I am working obviously towards my weight loss goals, and so once I'm closer to them, I will probably wean down on the medication slowly. Something I have heard about the medication when you get off from people in my life is to expect to gain a couple pounds back. My thought process with it is this medication for me has really been a tool to heal my eating disorders and habits and just create an entirely new lifestyle. So my hope is, because like I could still eat, your girl gets hungry, she was starving this morning, but my goal is to obviously have formed new habits and new lifestyle routines and things like that, that when I'm off the medication, I don't notice too much of a difference. Hopefully we will see. The nice thing with the medication is if you get off of it and you, like for me personally, maybe I do realize, oh, maybe my eating disorder isn't as healed as I thought. It allows me to, I can get back on the medication, I can work through that with therapy, things like that. So from my knowledge, there is not a timeline that you have to be on the medication. I don't think it's good to be on it forever, but what do I know? I'm not planning on being on it forever. I just haven't gotten to the point where I've thought about getting off of it, but you can get off of the medicine for sure. So that is it for this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, Minute MD is linked down below. I have a monthly update coming in the next couple weeks. Don't forget to check out my birthday vlog next week, subscribe, and I will see you soon for another video. Good. Bye.